In 2022, the Nissan Qashqai, along with the Vauxhall Corsa, had the honour of being the best-selling car in the UK, and it's easy to see why. It's a good size for a family car, and it's got sharp styling, especially the nifty front-end light treatment, and it's reasonably good value. It's £26,000, which is about the same price as an entry-level Volkswagen Golf. One of the problems with the Qashqai, though, has always been slightly disappointing drivetrains. Is this the car to address that then? This is the first full hybrid Nissan Qashqai called epower, and even though under the bonnet there is a 1.5 litre 3-cylinder engine with 160 horsepower, that never drives the front wheels. There's a 190 horsepower electric motor that gets its power from the engine that does that, kind of like an onboard generator. Nissan says it's like a stepping stone to full EV driving, but without the drawbacks of limited range and slow charging times. So let's find out if it improves the Qashqai. Well, the first thing to note is how expensive that makes it. The cheapest version of the ePower is £33,000, and the most expensive version, the Tecna Plus, is £41,000, and this car, the regular Tecna, is £38,000. Add in £1,145 for this two-tone paint, and you're looking at BMW X1 money, which is a bit steep for a Nissan. One of the things that can happen with hybrids is that you lose a bit of boot space. However, this is not a plug-in hybrid, so thankfully luggage capacity is not impacted because the batteries are small and compact. That said, it only offers 505 litres of space. Both the Skoda Karoq and Kia Sportage offer larger boots, so it's fine, but not exactly a class leader. If the boot isn't the most impressive in class, then the doors certainly are. We're not talking about Lamborghini scissor-style doors, we're talking about how far they open. So this is most cars, and then this is the Qashqai ePower, almost 90 degrees, which means loading baby seats, children, pets, and helping elderly relatives out is made a lot easier. Once you're in, it's a case of the Qashqai going back to being fine, but not class leading. The raised centre seat and hump in the floor means that middle rear seat passengers get a bit of a raw deal, while headroom and legroom are a tad better in the likes of the Hyundai Tucson or Seat Ateca. Up front, you're presented with this reasonably smart looking dash and comfortable seats, which on this Tecna model are electrically adjustable. They don't offer that much in terms of lateral support, but this car doesn't exactly inspire sporty driving, which we'll see later, so perhaps that doesn't matter. It's all relatively plush too, with plenty of soft touch faux leather on the dash and doors. That said, the overall ambience still falls short of what you'd find in a BMW X1 or Audi Q3, and that's fine with the cheaper models, but with this version, you're paying BMW or Audi money. You do get the transmission shifter from the Nissan Ariya EV though, and a brand new infotainment system, which will find its way into other Qashqais. It's got much sharper graphics, less lag, and a user experience that echoes BMW's iDrive system. We really like it. Even if it doesn't feel all that premium, you do get a physical volume knob, actual climate control dials, and buttons rather than touchpads on the steering wheel. Top work, Nissan. It's also comprehensively equipped, which makes up a little bit for that high price. You get LED headlights with automatic high beam, wireless phone charging, wireless Apple CarPlay, wired Android Auto, heated front screen, heated electric seats, heated steering wheel, and Amazon Alexa. It's on the road that the difference between the ePower Qashqai and other Qashqais is most noticeable. It's the fastest one with 190 horsepower, which means 0 to 60 is done and dusted in just 7.9 seconds, so it is quite brisk. But the thing that really stands out is how smooth it is. Because the petrol engine creates power for the electric motor and the electric motor drives the wheels, it accelerates in a seamless linear way, just like an EV. Plus, unlike most hybrids, the transmission doesn't have to juggle different power sources. It makes the car very technically sophisticated. At low speeds, you can run on electric power alone, and that's if you're very, very light on the throttle. and then the petrol engine kicks in. But even when it does, it always remains quite quiet and unintrusive. You can start to hear the engine a bit more when you accelerate hard, but it does always remain a background noise. And anyway, you're unlikely to want to accelerate too hard because this is a car that's best enjoyed at a more relaxed pace because the steering doesn't encourage spirited cornering. There's quite a lot of body roll, and as I mentioned earlier, there's not that much in the way of support with these seats, so that can be felt quite a lot through the bends. At least though, the ride is smooth and you only get an occasional pothole feel at lower speeds. In terms of fuel economy, and yes, I'm afraid you will still have to pay for petrol despite that electric motor, Nissan's official figure is 53.3 miles per gallon. We didn't really get near that, however, seeing around 40 miles per gallon on the trip computer over a mixed route of fairly gentle driving. But we could certainly live with that. But would we want to live with it, and do we recommend it? Well, if you want a smooth, comfortable, well-equipped family crossover with an interesting drivetrain, then yeah, definitely. It's a bit expensive though, so we might recommend you go for the lower spec N connector. And if you want something that's fun to drive and premium car posh, then go for something that has a BMW, Audi or Volvo badge on the bonnet. But what do you think? Let us know in the comments below, and if you're considering buying a Nissan Qashqai e-Power or indeed any car, head to cargurus.co.uk to find loads of great deals for sale from top-rated dealers. And with our super clever pricing technology, we'll even tell you whether it's a good deal or not.